Rush Limbaugh, and for Chris Mortensen, and for Sal, and for Jaws, Tom Jackson, Michael Irvin, Steve Young. I'm Chris Berman. Enjoy the games, everybody. See you on Prime Time.
20 different faces, one coach, one team, one goal. The USA Women's National Team is out to defend their World Cup title. Their chase for another championship trophy begins on September 21st. This is Spartan Stadium in San Jose, California. This is it. One more tune-up game and then it's World Cup time. Today, the USA Women's National Team will face their CONCACAF rivals from Mexico. It's the 9th time they have met in their overall lifetime history. And a pleasant good day, everyone, from San Jose, California. I'm JP Dellacamera. Welcome to today's broadcast. We talk so much about the veterans of this USA World Cup squad. Sometimes you forget the youth of this team. 8 players will be making their Women's World Cup debut when the USA kicks off on September 21st. For more on the youth of this USA squad, here's my broadcast partner, Wendy Gabauer-Palladino.
Thank you, JP. 2 of those youth, Angela Hucles and Allie Wagner, were involved in a blockbuster trade this week in the WUSA. One, understandably, that garnered a lot of attention. However, one that was quite controversial. After all, if everybody's on the same page in this sport, why disrupt things only 2 weeks out from the Women's World Cup start? Now, Allie Wagner had a tough week dealing with the news, but she's trying to regroup herself, and we all know how important she is for this U.S. team. She's an artist on the ball, and hey, by the way, as you can see, she loves to find the back of the net. Now, another youthful surprise is the arrival of Shannon Boxx in the international scene. Let's not forget, she made this World Cup team without having played a game for the U.S., but in her first game for the U.S., she netted a goal last week against Costa Rica. She's for real. She provides a lot of size and strength and an amazing playmaking ability out of the defensive midfield position. JP, we both know that Heinrichs needs to blend this youth with her senior leadership in order to be successful.
You're right, Wendy, and speaking of that senior leadership, 5 players in this USA squad have already won 2 World Cups. They will try to make it 3 World Cups when the action for the USA kicks off September 21st at RFK Stadium. We're coming back with today's match.
Get your break going with a light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
Hello.
Hey, it's Susie. I'm in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by.
I don't know if that's a good idea. My place is kind of,
I've got some Bud Light.
Come on up.
Nice place.
Thanks. I'll put this in the fridge. Make yourself at home.
Okay.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
A bowling ball.
Make it a Bud Light.
Welcome back to the Haviland 500 and checking the Haviland running order. The Haviland 42 car is moving up.
Yeah, boy, take a look at that Haviland Speedo and Haviland tack on McMurray's ride.
Let's time this lap with a Haviland stopwatch.
That Haviland temperature gauge says his engine's running good.
It's time to pay some bills. Folks, this race is brought to you by,
Texaco Express Lube featuring Haviland. I tell you what, it's easy to see why Jamie's doing so well.
And thanks for these beautiful overhead shots from the Haviland Blimps.
Tradition.
The look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
The new Impala SS. With one nasty supercharged engine. When you need the power, or not, we'll be there. Chevy.
Chevy Impala, with available OnStar.
Okay, keep me in the loop.
Get your break going with a light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
Today's match is being brought to you by Kit Kat. Get your break going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat. By Bud Light, official beer of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. And by Texaco Express Lube, the smartest thing you'll ever do for your car. Welcome back, everyone, to San Jose, California with Wendy Guevara Palladino. I'm JP Della Camera, getting ready for the USA versus Mexico and the kickoff. But before we kick things off, some words from April Heinrichs about the competitiveness of her team.
I think the competition within the team for playing time, the competition within our pool and our camps and the environment, while the chemistry's been great, so has the competition, and I think it's made us a better team.
No doubt that's one of the reasons why it was pretty tough to pare the roster down to 20, which the USA had to do for the upcoming World Cup. 20 on the squad, 2 goalkeepers, not 3. Before we kick off, they're changing ends here as the USA and Mexico get ready. So Brandi Scurry has a long run back the other way, so does the other goalkeeper, Jennifer Molina. We should be set to kick things off upon the whistle of Kerry Seitz. USA getting ready, and they will take the kickoff there in the white shirts and the blue shorts. Mexico green shirts. White shorts and red socks. And it's Shannon Boxx with her second straight start for the USA. Up for Cindy Parlow. The push is back on that right side. Pearce gave it up. Foudy with a pass that's broken up. USA will recover it. Hamm played it up the middle. Lilly was the intended target. Mexico will pick it off. They try to clear up. Is Warbis. And it's lost immediately. Fawcett played it over to Julie Foudy. And that one's knocked away by Mexico. Throw in for the USA from the far side of the field. Remember, this is Spartan Stadium, so unlike the Home Depot Center, a much narrower field, so the two teams won't have a whole lot to work with here.
JP, that's a really good point to bring up, because the U.S. is probably going to try and work the ball, both teams really, but the U.S. is going to try and play possessional, but not take too many touches. So boom, boom, and then go ahead and serve and move, and that's where you create your space.
Here is Mora, number 10. Plays down the road at UCLA, is broken up. She just joined the team. Was not part of their recent couple of games that they played in Canada. Kate Sobrero will switch it over. Pearce will play it on the right. Mexico with some high pressure here as Fawcett clears, and it goes out of play. You can see on a pass like that, no room for error. If this was Home Depot Center, they could have played that ball wide and gone up the field. Mexico's ball from the far side of the field. Mexico ranked 31st in the world rankings. Disappointed that they're not going to be involved in this upcoming World Cup. They were there in '99. Another throw in from the far side. That's Maria Castillo. She's 20 years of age. Very young Mexican team that's here. Many players on their under-19 squad here. 8 of them. USA's quick throw in up the middle. Mexico will get that back. Leyva broke it up on that left sideline. Gonzalez, number 13, broke it up, but the USA will get it back again. Quick pass up for Parlow. Will try to take advantage, if they can, of 2 aerial targets in Parlow and Wambach. They're starting together, along with Hamm.
Well, JP, the U.S. is in a different system, and Coach Heinrichs wants her squad to be able to adjust to different systems throughout the World Cup, depending on who they see in the opponent, and also depending on just who's playing well for her squad. So they'll play in a three-front today. You mentioned it. Great size and great presence in the air with Wambach and Parlow, and then you've got Mia Hamm's explosiveness working off of both of them.
Wambach getting her second straight start in these final tune-up games. Last week she played up top with Parlow as Hamm sat on the bench for the first half. USA rested a lot of players. Not today. Not at the start, anyway. Broken up by Rosales, and she lost it out. It'll be a USA throw-in from the far sideline. Julie Foudy bringing it down. She played collegiately up the road at Stanford. Here's Wambach. Now the long ball, but there's nobody there, and Jennifer Molina gets her first touch in goal. She is now Mexico's #1 goalkeeper. Long boot to the halfway line. That's just given away. Parlow bringing it down. Here's Boxx taking it on the left side. Here's Parlow. Leyva. Mexico getting it back. We'd like to thank all of our commercial sponsors for helping us bring you today's match without commercial interruption. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Bud Light. Early on from San Jose. Scoreless here. 5th minute. Two teams working on this narrow field as Mexico makes the throw-in. Our starting lineups today being brought to you by Avaya. And we'll start it with the USA with Brianna Scurry in goal.
And you see they're playing with 4 in the back. That's traditional for this U.S. back line. Chastain, Fawcett back into the center of the defense with Pearce and Sobrero on the outside. Shannon Boxx, actually great distribution ability from this central spot. Her second start for the U.S. squad, second game in her career for the U.S. And up top, we talked about the size. It's exciting. Wambach Parlow working off an explosive Mia Hamm.
Mexico getting the ball back on their side of the halfway line on the long pass. The USA intercepts. It was Chastain to Christine Lilly. Lilly brought down by Fatima Leyva. Christine Lilly, most experienced player in the world. The Mexican starting lineup will have Molina in goal and 5 in the back.
5 in the back. Definitely a defensive posture for Mexico trying to stop the U.S. attack. Number 3, Sandoval, will play more like a sweeper back, supporting her 4 defenders in front of her. Leyva, number 8, you mentioned her, JP, already. She is going to be the playmaker in today's match for Mexico. And up top, Mora is great. 1v1. She's going to try and get herself in some situations to find the back of the net.
Mexico. Oh, that was almost given away. Wambach couldn't bring it down. The throw-in coming up for Mexico from this near sideline. 14 on the ball is Susie Mora. No relation, we're told, to Iris Mora, who's a striker on this team. On the left side, Sobrero winning it. Wambach. Mexico picking it off. Susie Mora. That was dangerous. That's Monica Gonzalez, who plays for the Boston Breakers, clearing it out. Foudy over there with a similar number 11, Patricia Perez. It'll be a USA throw-in. They try to do it very quickly, but Carrie Seitz says it's going the other way. She's today's match referee. A very experienced one in the women's game. Mexico with the long ball on that throw. Again, the ball goes out of play. USA in their 301st international match and an outstanding 1-loss record. When you look at those losses, only Norway has a winning record against the USA, and that's one of the teams that the USA could meet up with in the upcoming World Cup. Quarterfinal scenario. Ball is cleared by Mexico, but Sobrero knocked it away. Here's the first chance for Mexico, and Scurry has to make a stop. Last week, remember, Costa Rica didn't even have a shot at the USA, either on target or off, so Mexico's already beaten that.
You know, and interesting because JP, you mentioned that the goalkeeper Siri didn't have much much of the ball in that game last weekend, but also the defense really had tons of time and space, and now you see them come under pressure here with a miscue on the clear, and Mexico gets off a good shot, so they're going to have to tighten up their defensive posture a bit. They're going to clear the ball, and they're not sure whether there's pressure cleared high and wide.
Fawcett now to Boxx on the right side. Foudy and via Hamm, but it's picked off by Monica Gonzalez, and then she's broken up. USA on the attack. The pass wide. Hamm cutting it inside. Cleared away. Boxx tried to bring it down off the chest. Still fights to recover. Getting her second straight start for the USA. Up the middle. Good effort from Parlow, but just out of her reach. Mora will clear. Fawcett and then Boxx. Joy Fawcett continuing. 35-year-old now central defender plays it up on the right. And forcing play to the middle. That's a good ball. A couple of Mexican defenders with it. On the left, Wambach. 1v1 on the sideline against Susie Mora. No rebound there. Jennifer Molina hangs on.
JP, as always is the case, when the U.S. gets end line, they really need to focus on what their options are. We've already talked about Mexico being in a 5-back, so they've got numbers back in the box, and they take a lot of pride in getting numbers behind the ball. So they're usually in good defensive, positioning. So Abby Wambach should have looked up, maybe tried to find a seam on it from a midfielder coming in to support.
There's Christine Lilly after this on the wing. It's going to be knocked away, and it's going to go off for a corner kick for the United States. Joy Fawcett, Brandi Chastain are good in the air going forward. First USA corner from this near sideline.
Let's not forget Parlow and Wambach on the backside.
Set for the corner, near post, it's flipped in, and a goal in front. Shannon Boxx gets her second goal in as many games.
When many people thought that maybe it was going to be going to the back post where the height was. No, let's mix it up. Go ahead and drive it into the box. Goalkeeper comes out, and Shannon Boxx holds her positioning. Beautiful driven ball by Julie Foudy. Missed clear by Mexico. There's Shannon Boxx holding, being very patient in that spot. And here is one last look here by our Philips Electronics goal cam.
Not bad for Shannon Boxx. 2 games, 2 goals internationally. Ryan Scurry turning that away. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Avaya. Wambach will hold, so the USA has struck pretty early. Off of the set piece. The ball, as they say, that seemed to have eyes going across the mouth of goal. Several people had a chance to knock that away. Shannon Boxx, great start for her. Making a bid to be in the starting lineup. Talk about a player that wasn't even on the team. She might start come that Sweden game, Wendy. 9 games against Mexico, including today. A whopping difference in terms of the goals scoring in Mexico. Obviously has not beaten the USA.
JP, I completely agree with you on Shannon Boxx. She provides something that this U.S. squad really needs from that defending midfield position. She's got great distribution ability, both with her right and left foot, great composure on the ball. You see when she touches the ball, she looks up, so she's showing that she's got a lot of confidence. She arrived on this international scene without having to make any adjustments, in my opinion.
Brandi Chastain holding it. She plays locally here for the San Jose Cyberes. Got a great ovation when she was introduced. Wambach in front. Parlow, they didn't let her turn. That's a nice play by Monica Gonzalez, who's the tallest player out there for Mexico at 5'10". Going inside. Wambach knotting it down for Parlow. That was unselfish. Wambach had a chance at goal, but Gonzalez ends up sweeping it away. Blocked out by Mora, but you can see the confidence picking up here for the USA, getting a little more freedom now to do things the way they want.
And they're playing a little bit quicker than they were the first 5 minutes of the match. I do think adjusting to this narrow field was something they were trying to deal with.
Leyva going wide. On the far side, that's Patricia Perez, and it's going to go out of play. 6 members of this Mexican squad today participated in that last World Cup. Here is Fawcett looking for Parlow. You can hear them say it's out, and the referee's assistant will concur with that. On the far side of the field, USA will have a throw-in. They lead 1-0 on a Shannon Boxx goal in the 10th minute. Pearce plays for the New York Power. Will take this throw-in. She recently picked up her 100 cap. Challenge on that far side from Mexico will result in another throw-in for the USA with Hamm this time. The attacking Christine Lilly. Broken up by Elizabeth Gomez. It comes across. Wambach! She got it all, but put it up too high. Power, but not good placement.
Well, I can just sense the excitement in Parlow and Wambach looking for each other in the air here. She has a nice header on goal there. Has some space to this either side of the goalkeeper maybe to find the back of the net, but she gets a good header on it there, and it just goes over wide. But already we're seeing a lot of chemistry in this front line, JP. It's very, very exciting.
Well, before Wambach was a bubble player, now the players in this team are looking for her on the field.
Well, interestingly, the timing with this World Cup is fantastic for her and a number of other players who have come out of the WSA season on a high, and they're playing some of the best soccer that they've ever played.
Ball played inside, just behind. Looked like Wambach tried to flick that off a back heel. 15th minute, USA leading 1-0. They open up play in the World Cup a couple of weeks actually from today at RFK Stadium. They'll take on Sweden, who's ranked number 5 in the world. That game on ABC Sports. Nigeria, the next game in Philadelphia in that brand new stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, and then North Korea in Columbus coming your way. That's their third game. Knotted down in front, off the post. Wambach may have thought that was going to go in, as Mexico will clear it away. Back now it is Kate Sobrero. Middle for Fawcett. Outside for Pearce. Blocked by Mexico. Here they come. Perez has Warmus with her. Pearce knocked it away. I thought, no, they're going to say goal kick, not a corner.
Cindy Parlow got a nice header on it. Abby Wambach is covering the back post here, and all she needs to do is just a redirect. She tries to do that, but that's really uncharacteristic of Abby Wambach. Another look at it here. She's got to head it back in the direction it came from. Instead, she headed it this way, and it hit the post and took it off the face of the goal.
USA up 1-0. Scurry sending it forward. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Chevrolet. Sent up by Parlow to Wambach, and the flag is up on the far side. 2003 Masters champion, native Canadian Mike Weir headlines the field of the Bell Canadian Open, and ESPN has coverage Thursday and Friday at 3 Eastern, Saturday at 4 Eastern, and final round coverage Sunday at 3 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Mexico will clear it upfield, and was it touched by Sobrero? She's saying no. So it should be USA's ball, and it is on a throw-in. Let's talk about some of the keys for today's game and what the USA is looking for.
Well, we've identified 3 keys, and we've seen some of, through the run of play already, adapting to a 4-3-3. After about 5 minutes, they seemed like they're adapting very well. Just had to deal with the narrowness of the field. Variety on the attack. I think we're seeing that. Finishing on net, in addition to Shannon Boxx's opportunity, I just don't think that we've had so much good finishing. I think Abby Wambach really needed to finish on that last one. And uncharacteristic of her, maybe it's just a little bit of a lack of focus, the excitement maybe being in this match.
On the quick throw, far side, USA looking. They're going to get their second corner kick. For those of you just joining us here, it was a very early morning, at least for us, kickoff. Local time, 10 a.m., but that's going to be the time for the Women's World Cup final. So we're all getting used to that. ABC Sports will have that final for you on October 12th. From the beautiful Home Depot Center. USA ready for the corner. They scored on the last corner kick from the opposite side of the field. It's time on the far side. Swung out towards the backside. Intended for Boxx, it looked like, in the air, but going to go out of play. And Jennifer Molina will put it back into play. Christine Lilly taking the corner. 18th minute. USA leading 1-0. Christine Lilly, an amazing record when you think she's played in the majority of these games for the United States. Lining out that career with her career with the Boston Breakers.
You know, JP, I can never really remember a consistent time when she was battling injuries as well. Her body has really held up for her. She had some back troubles last year, needed to rest a couple times, but for the most part, she's just been amazing. She's always been there, and it's a tribute to her treating herself as a professional athlete and knowing what it takes to balance all those things in her life, but be ready to compete on the field.
And remember, in most of those games, she's playing full 90s.
Exactly. That's incredible.
USA up by 1 on a Shannon Boxx goal. Mexico trying to push it up. They will have a throw in here on the far side. They played Canada 2 games recently, got trounced in both. Now they're playing the U.S. and they're playing South Korea on Wednesday. This was their pre-World Cup schedule. This is what they would have done had they qualified. They wanted to keep that schedule. Sobrero on the left. Clears it upfield. Ball somehow stays in play. Parlow knocks it ahead. She was pushed from behind. Carrie Seitz, good advantage call. Now she's going to bring it back and award a card, I believe. She should. To Ruby Sandoval, who plays at Cal State Fullerton.
Again, JP, you mentioned it's a play-on call here, giving the U.S. the advantage there because Sandoval definitely grabs Parlow just long enough for her defender to come over. Gonzalez makes the play. A good hold of the call by the referee.
Proper way to do the advantage, then bring it back and then issue the card. Mia Hamm will have a free kick. Not much room to run onto this ball from where it is, where Mia is. She'll drive it across. Wambach let it go. Boxx. There's a rebound, and Wambach put it over. That was good communication with Wambach that time in Boxx, letting that ball go through.
Well, there's no question that the U.S. was well organized here. You're talking about Boxx. Take a look at her running into that space there. Brings the ball back across, and it's Wambach trying to get on that ball. It's just behind her a little bit with her right foot. Another look here. Great effort by Boxx to keep it alive on the back post, and Wambach has it too far out past her right foot. Again, she's hungry for the goal, and she's just not finding the back of the net.
On that replay, it almost looked like Boxx was trying to find Chastain, who was wide open across, but Molina denied that.
Okay.
This portion of the match is being brought to you by Capt. It's a 1-0 USA lead in their final tune-up before the Women's World Cup begins, and it's hard to believe it'll start a couple of weeks from today for the USA. For other teams, it'll start on the 20th. Double block. USA will get it back. Amazing shutout streak for the USA that is continuing here. Coming into this match, it was nearly 5 complete games. Last goal scored by the Canadians, 7th minute at RFK by Christy Sinclair, who's a name to remember in this upcoming World Cup.
One of the things that April gets so excited about is the depth in her defense. She feels she's never had this depth like she sees now in the U.S. defense. And let's not forget that we're seeing a different lineup today than we did the last match. And she also loves the versatility. Players can play inside, they can play outside. We don't see Danielle Slaton in the mix for the start in today's match, but she, if she's healthy, is the best left back in the U.S. So amazing amount of depth in the defense on the bench for the U.S. today.
Right. Kat Reddick, we've seen her start just about every game you and I have done, but she's on the bench today, not starting. Clearance the other way from Fawcett. And it's going to go out of play again. We'll have another throw-in coming up. Very impressive bench for the USA with all of those caps. Shannon MacMillan, Tiffany Milbrett with that offensive firepower, sitting and waiting for a call. Milbrett has rejoined the team this last week due to personal reasons. She was in her hometown Parlow, mourning the loss, as everyone in the soccer world did, of Clive Charles. There's Wambach on the left. Tackled away. Monica Gonzalez continues to play strong and hard in the beginning part of this match, first 20-plus minutes. USA's ball, they've got the lead. Shannon Boxx goal. On this Lilly throw-in. Parlow was not allowed to turn, and that shot way off target from Kate Sobrero. Sunday, the WNBA playoffs are continuing on ESPN2 as Yolanda Griffith and the Sacramento Monarchs visit Lisa Leslie in the LA Sparks. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals at 4 Eastern. That is today. Sacramento surprised LA in Game 1. Mexico's ball from the far side on the throw-in. This is a team that their head coach Leo Cuellar wants to play as many games as he can against teams like USA and Canada. He considers those two Mexico's measuring stick to see how far they need to go. We're coming to you today from beautiful San Jose, California. It is the United States over Mexico. The final tune-up game before the Women's World Cup begins, along with Wendy Guevara-Palladino. I'm JP Della Camera. Shannon Boxx has the only goal thus far. Mexico playing it long into the box, headed at goal. Diana Scurry, who's celebrating her 32nd birthday today, makes that grab. Right place, right time for Brandi.
Again, Mexico's gotten a couple chances. The shot early in the match and then that header. Diana Scurry's gotten a few good touches on the ball early in this match.
USA with Wambach. Molina had to get to that ball. Wambach put it too far in front of her. Molina couldn't allow her to get a second touch. For Molina, then Colgate, she clears this ball long. Perez waits for the help. It's not really coming. USA with Hamm winning it defensively on the left side to Parlow. Intended for Hamm, who scored a goal in 4 of her last 6 national team games. Chastain up for Boxx. Parlow found that seam, but the ball took too long to get to Christine Lilly, allowing Mexico to defend with some numbers. Here is Foudy. Wambach turning, shooting it! Wambach! I thought she was passing.
Well, you just knew for the nose that she's had for the net that it wasn't going to take her very long to make up for the last 2 chances that we all felt she should have stuck in the back of the net. She gets some time and space here. Look at this beautiful ball. Watch how she turns inside. And then she's got this beautiful angle here. Looks up. Hey, keeper's off her line a bit. Why don't I go ahead and just tuck it into that side netting?
I thought she was going after the player at the far post, and still think she might have been, but that's why you don't allow players like Wambach to turn like that, because they're very dangerous. She scores in the 25th minute. Internationally speaking, that's her 9th goal in only 14 games. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Phillips.
JP, you talked about giving her some time and space, and that's exactly what happened in Allie Wagner's goal last week. Although we had a different angle on it, brilliantly executed. Just not a lot of power. It's all technique.
Leyva claiming that Lilly's not back 10 yards as she gets ready for this free kick. Leyva drives it across. It's deflected. USA will get it. Hamm back heel. Lilly. Years of experience together. They know where each other is almost every minute they're in the field together. Ready for the throw-in. Boxx intercepted it. Lilly, good early ball. Parlow was run down from behind. Didn't see the defense coming. Susie Mora to Monica Gonzalez. That was dangerous, and it's picked off. Foudy on a ball that goes through to Mia Hamm. 1v1 for the moment. Mia trying to spin away. Got broken up. Susie Mora, blocked by Parlow. Doesn't see where it goes. Hamm does. Nice first touch by Boxx to Parlow. Keeping the ball moving. Parlow was going near post, but she saw Molina cheating out. We're joined right now by April Heinrichs, the head coach of the USA Women's National Team. April, tell us what you're looking for today in this final tune-up game.
Well, we're playing in a 4-3-3, so we've changed our system a bit, and we want the players to get adjusted to that and used to playing in a 3-front. Most of them haven't played in a 3-front the whole year. So we're looking at getting width and recreating width. Here's a good example. This is one of the rare occasions we've actually been this close to the sideline. And when we get out wide, here's another example. Mia playing a quick set play. We got to have better service. And, you know, Abby could score. She could have scored 3 goals by now. So a little disappointed in our focus A little disappointed in our focus and our lack of ability to get wide earlier and possess it down the flanks.
How much can you put into that, April, that you're playing on this very narrow field, especially compared to last week in LA, and then the World Cup venues that you'll be playing in where the fields are going to be wider?
Yeah, I mean, this field is tiny, and this is the sort of field that makes every defender a good defender because any touch is going to be pressurized right away. So that's tough, but I'd like to see us solve it still. And we're doing some very dynamic things. But we don't have the intensity we had against Costa Rica, and part of it is, you know, the fatigue, and hopefully we'll just get a little bit better during the course of this game.
April, one of our themes obviously has been focusing on the youth, and we've seen some new faces emerging for your squad. Who do you think will be the biggest surprise during the World Cup?
Well, I just get the sense, Wendy, that everybody's following this team so closely. I'm not sure we're going to surprise anyone anymore.
Yeah.
And then you have Boxx and Wambach getting two goals today. So, you know, I think the way I look at it is in a World Cup, 6 games, 4 weeks, everybody's going to have a moment to be our star. Everybody's going to have a moment to be the hero of the game. Be it, you know, Christine winning a ball like this, or Mia serving a great ball. We got room for a lot of personality on this team.
Here's Lilly. I was going to let you call that goal, April.
Dang! We're missing too many chances. We got to put them away.
Here you go, Cindy Parlow trying to get a volley on it. The ball goes back here.
Why?
And Lily's in the center, right down the center. That's what April's talking
lovely.
about.
Come on, Brandi.
Chastain is going to be broken up.
She'd like to have that again, huh?
Yeah. April, any significance to Shannon Boxx maybe getting a second straight start? Are you just trying to get her some experience? Might we see her?
Well, if she could guarantee us a goal in the first game against Sweden, we'll guarantee she starts.
There we go. Thanks, April. Here is Christine Lilly settling it down. It's going to be broken up and cleared out of play. I like that line. That's non-committal.
Yeah, I like that too.
There is Parlow to Shannon Boxx. There's no guarantee with that shot as that one goes well wide. And it'll be Mexico's ball. Shannon Boxx, part of a special midfield on this team, Wendy, that seems to have a player that can do almost just about everything.
Well, and also let's look at this experience as far as World Cup team appearances. Foudy and Lilly, no surprise there, their 4th appearance. But Tiffany Roberts getting her game back in the WSA. Allie Wagner, an artist on the ball. She showed us last week she can finish. Angela Hucles, another artist on the ball. And what some may be surprised about is that she's the most athletic midfield that the U.S. squad has. And then Shannon Boxx just really proving that she hasn't had to make any adjustment at this international level thus far.
3 of those midfielders will be making their Women's World Cup debut. This portion of the match being brought to you by Nike as the ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw on the far side for Mexico. They have not had the ball very much or very often in the offensive third. USA trying to possess and bring it out of the back. Wambach. It's a 2-0 lead for the USA. Had the finishing been sharper, could have been 4 or 5. With Wambach alone maybe getting a hat trick. Wambach part of an amazing group of forwards. No problem with any of these 5 scoring goals.
And interestingly, Parlow spent a lot of the WUSA in the midfield, but she's excited to be back up top and having a chance to combine with another person that's so great in the air, Wambach. And Milbrett joining the team again. Can you imagine if all 5 of those are at the top of their games? Of course, MacMillan still trying to come back from her ACL, but she saw 20 minutes in the match against Costa Rica.
The interesting part for me when I look at those 5 forwards, how many will April use? Will we see this 4-3-3 during the World Cup? I think at some point we will. Will it be there against Sweden? Who knows? But I think at some point that's one of the things the USA will want to do. Vary formations if they can, even within the same game.
You know, JP, is interesting because when MacMillan went down, that was a huge blow to this front line for the U.S. And then also, you know, we talked about Heather O'Reilly breaking her leg. Everybody thought maybe she would make the World Cup team. And talk about youth, she is the epitome of the youth game evolving. But for a while there, it looked like there wasn't a whole lot of depth up top.
There's that finishing again that April is not going to be happy with.
Right, but there's no question now there is a lot of depth up top, and some of that basically can be attributed to the WUSA developing Wambach, for example. Another look here. Ball through to Lilly. Takes a touch, and uncharacteristically from that close in, she leans back just a bit and sends it over the crossbar.
Especially with the trusted left foot. Here is Wambach bringing it down against Gonzalez and gets through. Good effort from Wambach. Now on the far side. The attempted cross will go out of play, and it'll be Mexico's ball. They'll put it right back into play with Molina. This team will have 2 weeks to train and get things together, as this is their final tune-up game before they open up against Sweden. So whatever nuances that they want to work on some conditioning, maybe some special things on set pieces, and make sure everyone is healthy as well. Boxx wanted a quick restart, but Mexico wasn't going to allow it there. Chastain will put it back into play. So much experience now in the center defense with Chastain and Fawcett, who were wide defenders in the last World Cup. Inside the box it goes. Hamm looking to bring it down. Like for a second she might have been thinking about the bicycle kick. Here is Fawcett the other way towards Foudy. Broken up by Gonzalez. Gonzalez bring it to the middle. Gomez. Away by Chastain. Here's Boxx. Got it from Lilly. Shannon Boxx off the left foot for Hamm. Right on the near sideline. Here, cuts. Leaves it. Sobrero strikes it hard. Headed high and wide by Wambach. The 2003 Masters champion, native Canadian Mike Weir, will be headlining the field of the Bell Canadian Open. Some of the best golfers in the world will be competing there, and ESPN has coverage Thursday and Friday at 3 Eastern, Saturday at 4 Eastern, and final round coverage Sunday at 3 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Long clearance from the halfway line by Sobrero. Wambach has had so many touches today, played it in front for Parlow, and it almost went to Hamm instead. And now Jennifer Molina looking away with it. USA leading 2-0, 35th minute. Chastain. He might be happy today, Wendy, with the ball movement and the passing and possession, but certainly not the finishing. They missed a lot of good chances for them. This portion of the match being brought to you by Chiquita. USA holding. Sobrero's wide open here on the left side of the field, but they're not going for it. Mexico will come back. Perez taken down. Foul is going to be called. Free kick coming up for Mexico. Goal scorers today are Boxx and Wambach. Ball's going to be put back into play by Ruby Sandoval, who was yellow carded earlier. Sandoval going long. And on a bounce, it goes right to Brian Scurry. Bry's birthday, great season for her. Atlanta beat. She's the #1 goalkeeper in the WUSA, goalkeeper of the year. She's been in a zone the last several weeks.
Tell you what, and when you talk to her, you can just see it in her eye. She's got the game face on. It's hard to break her.
Just down by Wambach. And then third away. Chastain. Back to Scurry. Clearance, right side towards Pearce. Nice cut from the inside. And a bad pass to the middle. Leyva picked it off. USA getting back though in numbers, so Leyva had no room. It is Mora. Late runner. And another bad play. Leyva's shot, but it's right at Scurry. So Mexico could not take advantage of 2 USA mistakes in their own end.
Well, I'm certain that April Heinrichs will be addressing that at halftime. She has just got to tighten this U.S. defense up, because against Sweden, you're really going to pay for a pass like that into the center of the defense.
Sobrero with it. He's coming all the way back to Scurry in the 38th minute. USA Defender of the Year, going long. Was looking for Abby Wambach, but it goes out of play. And Mexico will have a throw-in coming up. Fawcett, one of those who will be playing in her 4th World Cup, starting in a couple of weeks. Mexico ready for the throw-in. They'll try the long one, but the USA will get it back with Boxx. Toss it up to Wambach. Parlow dropping it back. Halfway line, Pearce. Gonzalez bringing it down and then lost it. They almost allowed the USA to get it. Nice recovery, but it will go out. Castillo was over there on the far side. The ball belongs to Mexico. Castillo will throw it in. She is from Guadalajara. Carey Seidt's whistle. Action will resume. Here comes the USA. This is Hamm. Boxx. Tough on the tackle there was Fatima Leyva. One of those veterans from the last Mexico appearance in the World Cup of '99. Chastain, right side, Pearce. Parlow. We're in the 40th minute. USA leading 2-0. Pearce up. Wambach, but Molina cuts it off. That's a nice play by the keeper. Jennifer Molina at 5'9". Second tallest player actually on this Mexico squad. It's Fawcett. Lilly. Pushing it back to her Boston Breakers teammate Kate Sobrero. Now back for Chastain. Sobrero up long. Hamm and Gonzalez, WUSA rivals. Ball went out of play. Last touch by Gonzalez.
You know, JP, really not a bad position for Mexico to be in if they can go into the halftime just down 2-0. Of course, Heinrichs is going to address some issues like you mentioned. Their passing's been nice. I mean, the U.S. has had good possession so far, except for a couple stretches where they didn't connect too much. But just the finishing is what they need to brush up on. And we're not talking about tough finishes. We're really talking about finishes that are fairly run-of-the-mill.
This portion of the match being brought to you by Gatorade. Hamm brings it down to the byline, plays it in front, and it was just behind Cindy Parlow. Mexico clears to Mora. Spun around and fouled by Christine Lilly. And Mexico will have the ball on a free kick in the 41st minute. A day of tough finishing here for the USA.
Well, when we had April on headset, she talked about Abby probably should have had 3 goals at that point. Actually, at this point, she should have had 5 in the game. She does net 1. Christine Lilly is also having a tough time. Uncharacteristically leaning back a bit. We talked about maybe the early game time start, 10 a.m. out here on the West Coast time, but if the U.S. makes it to the final game of the World Cup, this is something they're going to have to be very comfortable with.
A 2-0 lead, despite a lack of finishing. Here is Mia Hamm across the grain. That's deflected. Molina nearly lost that ball. Mia so dangerous cutting across the center of the field as she did there. Molina clears. Pearce. I've got to say, nice crowd today on a 10 a.m. local kickoff time. The first of a doubleheader here. San Jose Earthquakes and the New England Revolution are playing the second game, which I believe will kick off at 1. But at 10 a.m. in the morning, a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of faces in the stands. National U.S. Soccer hopes for that. The upcoming Women's World Cup that will be played in 6 venues. This will not be one of them. It was back in '99. This area, Stanford, had some games. Off the throw-in. And that ball will go out of play. Coming up at halftime, Brandi, Chastain, and others will talk about some very special World Cup memories.
I think every moment I put on my jersey is a favorite World Cup moment.
Brandi Chastain, part of the reason that the USA won it back in 1999, and you will hear from some of her teammates coming up at halftime. She'll also handle In the Net. She is a very capable host for that. Women's World Cup moments and first half highlights all coming your way at the half. That's coming up soon. The 43rd minute. USA up by a couple of goals here. There's Mora. Got away from Patricia Perez. Parlow on the right. Looks for room. Ball's going to be cleared out of play. USA's throw it. Wambach. Parlow. Wambach with a long run to get to this ball, but not a good angle. And it's going to be cleared out of play by Sandoval. She had some time to collect that ball and bring it back upfield, but instead will give the USA a throw in deep in the closing moments of this half. Run down now by the US. Played in. Hamm trying to head that one, flicking it towards goal, but it went wide of the net. Still the USA on top. Mia Hamm with a world record 141 goals coming into this match. And as we mentioned, goals in 4 of her last 6 games internationally. Played well down the stretch and all year actually for the Washington Freedom, who won the WUSA Championship, Founders Cup.
And she loves playing with Abby up top. She played with her all season long for the Freedom and the WUSA. They combine very well together. The other neat thing, 1 second here.
Let's combine that time.
Absolutely. The other neat thing is that they actually, I'm going to take a look here at this last play, this last replay here. Well, it gets mixed up a little bit with this Mexico defense. She's going in trying to leave the ball for a back post runner. Again, Mexico just trying to stay very tough on the defense. It gets roughed up just a bit. But the thing that I was mentioning, JP, was that Mia gets a lot of, she loves that Abby for the Freedom, let's say, takes a lot of the pressure off of her. You know, she's a player who for years and years has carried so much pressure on her shoulders. She loves it when her teammates will perform around her and help each other be better.
Near the finish of this first half, heading for stoppage time. We're told a minute added on here. Cindy Parlow has it blocked. Finally, the USA throw it. They still have a 2-goal lead here in the first half. As Wendy said, Mexico would feel that was pretty good for them. It could be a lot worse if the USA's finishing was up to par, as it will need to be in 2 weeks' time. Gonzalez holding. And that clearance, no one in particular close enough to it from Mexico. The USA is going to get possession right back. We're now into stoppage time with Chastain on the throw-in. Mora got to it first, but now Lilly gets it next. The look-up was on the wrong side that time of Wambach, who gets the ball anyway. Wambach cutting it back for Lilly. Sobrero off the left foot. Hamm bringing it down. Takes the look-up. Several players join her. This is Lilly. Nudged down. Play will continue. Might have been a harsh call. Had it been called right there, especially right at the very end. There were only a couple of seconds to go. It seemed like just a decent shoulder charge. Shannon Boxx, the 3rd player in U.S. national team history for the women to score goals in her first 2 international matches. Good for Shannon Boxx, who was a surprise person named to this team. 2-0, USA over Mexico at halftime. Today's match is being brought to you by Kit Kat. Get your break going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat. By Bud Light, official beer of the U.S. women's national soccer team. And by Texaco Express Lube, the smartest thing you'll ever do for your car.
Do you know these people?
Hi, I'm a guy who fixes part of your communications network.
I fixed that gray box that you call the mystery cube. What's in that thing anyway?
Me? You don't know what it is I do? You just see me around a lot.
But in the state of Avaya, multi-vendor networks don't mean multi those guys. Here you have exactly one point of accountability, even if there's more than one name on the network. That means one call, not 20, just one. Isn't that easy? Reach Avaya, a higher plane of communication.
Houston, you've got to come see our all-new Goodson Chrysler Jeep Dodge at our North location at North Freeway in Louetta. Chrysler and Jeep have joined our lineup, and we're celebrating by offering our largest discount ever on our entire inventory. So come celebrate and save now at the all-new Goodson Chrysler Jeep Dodge at North Freeway in Louetta.
Promises, promises. DSL promises they'll give you high-speed internet. But check the facts. You have to live within 3 miles of their local facility. No wonder 2 out of 3 households nationwide with high-speed internet use cable-based technology, like Roadrunner high-speed online. You can get Roadrunner almost anywhere you can get cable. It's easy, and that's not an empty promise.
Call to order Roadrunner today and ask about our $30 rebate. Roadrunner, the fastest, smartest, easiest way to the internet.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium in San Jose, California. It's time now for our Visit in the Net, hosted by Brandi Chastain.
Well, welcome to In the Net. I'm Brandi Chastain. The 20 players have been selected for the U.S. Women's National Team. We've taken our pictures, we've got our jerseys, and we're in our final stages of preparation. The U.S. will be joined in Group A by Sweden, Nigeria, and North Korea. The U.S. will begin first-round play Sunday, September 21st at 12:30 p.m. versus Sweden on ABC Sports from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. Our second match is Thursday, September 25th at 7:25 p.m. versus Nigeria on ESPN2 from the new Lincoln Field in Philadelphia. The last U.S. group game is on Sunday, September 28th at 3:30 p.m. versus North Korea on ABC Sports live from Columbus Crew Stadium. For those of you who need a little pre-World Cup warm-up, join us on Sunday, September 14th on ESPN2, Road to the Women's World Cup, presented by Philips, 3 p.m. Eastern. Speaking of Philips Electronics, I'm joined here by Erica and Paul.
Brandi, we're very pleased to be able to provide another Philips technology to U.S. Soccer, the Philips Heart Start Defibrillator.
Well, thank you on behalf of myself and my teammates, and those thousands of people who will be joining us during the World Cup. We know that this device saves lives. Over 250,000 people a year have sudden cardiac arrest, so thank you very much for all you do. Thank you, Erica and Paul, for joining me today. Thank you for joining me on In the Net. And remember, Women's World Cup, September 21st.
And thank you, Brandi. This is the trophy that 16 teams will be competing for starting on September 20th. When we come back, we'll have a look at some very special World Cup memories.
Get your break going with a light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
This is so wrong on so many levels.
For whatever road you travel, we'll be there. Chevy.
This is a place you don't want to be. Not if you're plaque or stains in your teeth and deep between. Because here you'll meet the new Sonicare Elite by Philips. With patented sonic technology for a cleaning experience beyond mere bristles. Like that, only smaller. For whiter teeth and healthier gums in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dental professional. Stop brushing. Start Sonicare.
Okay, keep me in the loop.
Get your break going with a light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
This time, it's gonna be different. I'll beat him again. This is the fight I want. Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. Shane, better be ready.
De La Hoya Mosley 2 Redemption. Saturday, September 13th, live on in-demand pay-per-view.
Get your ringside seat for De La Hoya versus Mosley 2 at home on Time Warner Cable.
Believe me, Shane, I will get you. You're still the same to me.
I'm Rocky McCullough for Goodson Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Never before have we had such a great selection, over 1,000 vehicles at 2 great locations, and maybe never again can we offer a Dodge Ram for $199 a month lease. That's $199 a month. Houston, buying a car will absolutely never be the same. Hurry to Goodson Chrysler Jeep Dodge because nobody, I mean nobody, beats a Goodson deal.
Welcome back to San Jose with Women's World Cup 2003 just 2 weeks away. Let's get a refresher course on Women's World Cup 99. Here are some vivid memories.
I just remember, we had talked about the 99 World Cup and what we had hoped it would be like. Being on that bus, driving from our hotel to Giant Stadium, and they always joke and said, well, there's always traffic on the turnpike. And so, of course, we hit traffic, and we have a police escort. We're driving on the shoulder, and we finally realized that this traffic is for us, because we never thought we'd get an opportunity to play in an environment like this.
But what comes to mind is Tisha Venturini's diving header and then backflip. I mean, that moment was electric. That was electric because there's a player who is a world-class player, world-class person. She scores a great goal. It was a moment that was uncharacteristic for her.
My favorite moment was the Germany game. When I got subbed in, I actually, came off the bench, and watching most of the game, I saw Joy open on the near post for all the corner kicks, and kept trying to, screaming out there, Joy's open. So I actually got subbed in on a corner kick, and Tiff Milbrett was over there, and she looked at me coming in and said, no, you come take it. And I just tried to get it in the vicinity of Joy, because I know, she's a great header, and she was right there to put it in. And I think I touched the ground twice between the corner and reaching her to celebrate, and that was just awesome for me, just to see her put that away.
Welcome back to the Haviland 500, and checking the Haviland running order, the Haviland 42 car is moving up.
Yeah, boy, take a look at that Haviland Speedo and Haviland tack on McMurray's ride.
Let's time this lap with a Haviland stopwatch.
That Haviland temperature gauge says his engine's running good.
It's time to pay some bills. Folks, this race is brought to you by,
Texaco Express Lube, featuring Haviland. I tell you what, it's easy to see why Jamie's doing so well.
And thanks for these beautiful overhead shots from the Haviland blimps.
Get your break going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
Okay, remember, Kathy's not crazy about you, so be cool.
Look, if I say anything stupid, just kick me.
Hey, how are you doing? Good.
So, Kathy, is it just me, or have you put on weight?
Bud Light, proud sponsor of Julie Foudy and the U.S. Women's National Team.
We're going to Bud Light?
Avaya. What is it? First, what it's not. A Caribbean island? Welcome to Avaya. Yeah! Avaya! Everybody say Avaya! Avaya. Avaya is a state of pure communications perfection. Here you find IP telephony for about the price of a standard PBX upgrade. And the biggest, most experienced communication services team, hands down. Oh, still not sure what Avaya is? Ask over 90% of Fortune 500 companies. Go on. They know. Reach Avaya, a higher plane of communication.
SS with one nasty supercharged engine. When you need the power or not, we'll be there. Chevy.
Chevy and Company with available OnStar.
going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here at halftime of the match between the USA women's national team and Mexico from Spartan Stadium in San Jose, California. Monday Night Countdown presented by UPS provides comprehensive analysis, interviews, highlights, up-to-the-minute NFL news, and live reports from the side of ABC's Monday Night Football game. It all begins at 7:30 Eastern and leading up to Monday Night Football. And on Monday night, join Al Michaels, John Madden, and Lisa Guerrero in Philadelphia. It's a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. Warren Sapp leads the Super Bowl champion Bucks against Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. Monday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC. Come back with us. Still plenty more to come your way from San Jose, California. You're watching the USA versus Mexico.
So wrong on so many levels.
For whatever roads you travel, we'll be there. Chevy.
Duramax bulb lasts longer. 1 year life. Duramax. Light bulbs that last. From Philips.
Hello. Hey, it's Susie. I'm in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by.
I don't know if that's a good idea. My place is kind of,
I've got some Bud Light.
Come on up.
Nice place.
Thanks. I'll put this in the fridge. Make yourself at home.
Okay.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
A bowling ball.
Make it a Bud Light. Tuesday on the critically acclaimed Playmakers.
You're going to be the face of our team. It's okay by me?
The friends that you grew up with are going to drag you under.
Hey, Harris, you suck.
Take us someplace else.
You're straight, right? You want me to lie to the cops about a murder?
I'm ready to make my statement.
At the time of the shooting, who was with you in the club?
Playmakers. The hit series continues. Tuesday, 9 p.m. on ESPN.
You think you're ready to ride with me? See what I see? Hear what I hear?
They're getting all bunched up. Clear, clear. Let's rock and roll.
NASCAR in-car gets you in the car from flag to flag with 7 NASCAR Winston Cup Series drivers. And it's only on digital cable.
Just one thing, no backseat driving.
Order the NASCAR in-car package today and get the lowest price of the season. Call 1-888-SPORTS-IN now. Get it on Time Warner Digital Cable. Now, anything is possible.
What luxury car you're in the mood for? You should be shopping at Momentum. Nobody can beat our selection, service, or price. And we have some very tough customers.
Nobody engineers a drive like Momentum. Present company accepted.
Momentum Motor Cars. Richmond to Kirby. Southwest Freeway exit Bissonnette.
Today's match has been brought to you by Chevy. The cars you can depend on, the cars that last, will be there. By Philips Electronics, technology that brings soccer fans closer to the game. Philips, let's make things better. And by Bud Light, official beer of the U.S. women's national soccer team. Welcome back, everyone, to San Jose, California, as we get ready for the start of the second half. And the USA are going to make a couple of changes. And it's going to be Kat Reddick and Kylie Bivens who are going to be checking in. Pearce and Sobrero leave. So it's 2 flank defenders replacing 2, Wendy.
And we talked about the U.S. having some trouble finishing, lack of a little bit of a focus, but here's Julie Foudy really ripping the ball in on a corner kick. Shannon Boxx gets on the other end of it, just very patient, holding her position, and Foudy again assists the second goal here. It's Abby Wambach who looks up with a little bit of time and space and beautifully bends it into the side netting.
So the USA with a 2-goal lead, and the changes that they've just made. Reddick can play just about anywhere in that back. Bivens mostly on that right side. Mexico has also made a change, and we'll give that to you in just a moment. Just one substitution. 17 is in, Nadia Hernandez for Teresa Warvis, who hardly touched the ball in that first half. So we'll see if that change benefits Mexico as Parlow draws the first foul of his half.
JP, I don't disagree with that sub by any means, because actually Warvis was the lone front runner with 4 U.S. defenders really having a lot of time and space to set play out of the back. She was really running a lot. Legs probably got tired. They're just looking for a fresh look up top.
Bivens, who plays for the Atlanta Beat, takes that free kick. One flick inside for Foudy, who was assisted on both of those USA goals today, but she couldn't get to it. This portion of the match being brought to you by Bud Light. Good day so far for Julie Foudy. Lilly. Here's Shannon Boxx. Foudy taking it away. Foudy very assertive today offensively for the USA. Here's Boxx switching it. Hamm is to the right. Drawing 2 Mexican defenders back to Kylie Bivens. Bivens part of that Atlanta defense, which number 1 in the WUSA this year. Helping out the goalkeeper, Brian Scurry. Cat Reddick, only collegiate on this squad. Collegiate player will send it long. Parlow, you can hear Chastain calling for it. Brandi running it to the corner flag, then try to be too fancy there. Parlow and Chastain not on the same page. Here is Reddick. UNC broken up. Mexico will clear. Fawcett right back in the right spot to play it over to the right to Kylie Bivens. The Hamm touch for Boxx.
JP, a couple things about the U.S. subs. Kylie Bivens likes to get in on into the attack. For the Atlanta Beat, she plays kind of a tweener position, we call it. She plays right back, but she gets into the right midfield a lot for her club team. And then Cat Reddick, you mentioned her.
Going near side, and again, side netting is all that the USA could reach.
Again, just a little bit of lack of focus there. Lilly knows that she should go low, far post on that. She had some time. She could have gone ahead and struck it low, far post. Take a look here. Little bit of pressure there. Gonzalez comes back and does a good job of covering. Christine Lilly, when she gets in these situations, she does a little better job of striking that ball.
Back to live action, it's Hamm. Holding off a couple of defenders and then played it away. Maria Castillo intercepted to Fatima Leyva. Leyva nearly broken up by Lilly. Help is coming. Foudy in the steal. Up the middle she comes. Trying to play it wide to Hamm. Monica Gonzalez with a good read and clearance. And she'll take it up the wing on her own. Boxx into the middle for Julie Foudy. Out wide on the far side. Parlow steps into the box, tackle away. Nice defensive play by Mexico. Parlow tries to recover, can't do it. Here's Mexico. Offside flag goes up as they try to the counterattack to spring Nadia Hernandez, and that would have been a breakaway from about 40 yards in.
And nice organization by the U.S. defense. They hold their line almost at the midfield stripe there. And there you see number 17, Nadia Hernandez, just getting in behind the line.
First offside call of the match. Here's Lilly. Up by Mexico. Leyva. The far side, it'll come back in the middle. Shannon Boxx recovers. And the Bivens will hold it right. It's a Hamm. So far at the start of this half, they've not been able to find Abby Wambach, who had more touches and shots than anyone else in the first half for either team.
I really feel like this start of the second half was a lot like the start of the first half for the U.S. They're really having trouble getting used to the narrowness of this field. They need to settle down and be patient. Their possession is not quite working for them. Mexico's doing a great job to get numbers behind and the ball on defense.
Here's Hamm holding, left-footed shot wide of the target. Are they rushing, Wendy, some of these shots? Should they be a little more patient here?
I think a little bit. I mean, like I said, Mexico is doing a good job. They're in a defensive posture. We know that already with playing 5 in the back, but they're also doing a good job of getting numbers behind the ball. So they don't have a lot of time and space, but they just need to be a little more focused, I think, on the final pass. The final pass goes into that player that's got the scoring opportunity. They just need to take maybe a deep breath and pause for a moment before they strike their shot.
Leyva on the ball that was misplayed to her. Now Mexico will try to send it forward. Hernandez seems to be playing up a little bit higher, though, than Warbis, trying to catch the USA maybe on a counterattack, get a quick break and a strike and goal. This portion of the match being brought to you by Avaya. Far side, Parlow going for the long ball. And that is broken up by Gonzalez. Lilly, Gonzalez went in hard on that challenge. Here is Gonzalez. Switching it to the right. Again, they look for Hernandez. Hernandez is 21 years old, plays for Cal State Fullerton. A lot of the Mexican players attending USA colleges, some are from the United States. Leyva with some help. Played over to Gonzalez, trying to play it out wide. Perez was open, but Bivens stepped in the way and forced Gonzalez to foul.
One of the things we've talked about with Mia a lot this match is that she's got a lot of pressure on her, and she's been taken down a number of times. You can see her there trying to appeal to the referee for a call.
Reddick in the middle to Chastain. Out wide again, it's Kylie Bivens. Fawcett. Mexico wins it to Perez. Just down by the USA. Fawcett into the middle. That's Foudy with a quick look up. Doesn't see anything there. Now she'll play it on the ground to Wambach. Parlow. The touchback to Wambach. Well, it worked somehow. Here's Lilly. The passing was anything but precision-like, but they still ended up getting behind the Mexican defense. Wambach, good first half. 5 shots, and I'll tell you what, she had 1 goal. She could have had maybe 4. Here's the long ball, intended for Hamm. And Mia with a quick arm up to save. Should have got that. Do it again. Next time, maybe I'll get it.
JP, this match has been much more physical than the Costa Rica match last weekend. We've talked about it a number of times. Some of that's due to the narrowness of the field. Some of it's just due to the different style that Mexico's bringing to this game. They're playing with a lot of heart and commitment to getting numbers behind the ball.
Wambach in front. That's broken up. And then cleared away. Box towards Foudy. They were teammates with San Diego a couple of years back. It's going to be Mexico's ball. Call that one on Foudy. Again, the long ball for Hernandez. Scurry is way out to knock it out as far as she has had to venture from her goal mouth area today. Scurry unbeaten in her last 30 starts. 26 of those were wins, 14 straight. That's unbelievable. In front it goes. Perez bringing it down, playing it back. Mexico keeping possession. Leyva. I believe she was trying to pass that ball, but tough to tell from that look. USA will play it up on the left. Here's Boxx on the touch up. Parlow. Wambach. Cindy Parlow, long strides, getting behind the Mexican defense. She will cross, headed down, and it's loose. Hamm trying to direct that one toward goal. Reddick at the halfway line. Cindy Parlow pushing it up. That's Lilly, who is somewhat free. Lilly taking it deeper. Down she goes, and Carrie Seitz points to the penalty spot. Christine Lilly's second effort wins the USA a penalty kick.
JP, you talk about second effort. Remember the end of the first half when she went down, she was hoping for a PK call, but this one is definitely warranted. Christine Lilly beats the defense there and gets taken down.
And Brandi Chastain is coming up. She's going to put the ball down. She took the most famous penalty kick, you'd have to say, in U.S. soccer history. men or women. The crowd is responding to Brandi putting it down. Chastain will wait for Kerry Seit's whistle and strike. Chastain with an easy goal. 3-0 USA.
Lilly has played so well this second half so far, almost playing like a fourth front runner, taking the ball into the attack, into the box. PK call. Brandi Chastain steps up, fakes out the goalkeeper. Beautiful inside of the left foot finish. There's a look from our Phillips Electronics goal cam.
So the USA have opened it up now here in the 56th minute. This portion of the match being brought to you by Chevrolet and the Brandi Chastain penalty kick. Foul is called there. Again, it's drawn by Lilly, who was the most fouled player in this last WSA season. Foudy going long, and Molina comes off her line to make the catch. Molina will clear. Brought down awkwardly. The USA will get it. Steve Lilly. Back to Fawcett. Joy will play it over to Bivens. To the right. Hamm checking back for the ball. Foudy. The touch from Lilly to Parlow. Now on that right side. Good return to Hamm at the byline. For that cross to the back post. Intended for Boxx, who does have a good aerial presence. It'll be a corner kick for the USA. It should be their first one of this half.
Incredibly amazed by the commitment that Shannon Boxx has to get into the box. She's gotten to the back post a couple times. Remember the first half where she kept the ball alive, but she just committed. She's fit. She's enjoying this game.
USA's corner. Another one swung over. Wambach in the air, cleared away by Gonzalez, but given away. Bivens is going to have a go, but it was blocked by Leyva. Another one that's blocked. Out of that big scramble, the USA comes out with the ball. And then Parlow was tripped up by Mexico. Foul on Leyva. Dangerous free kick opportunity here for the USA. That'll be from about 26 yards from goal. Within Chastain's range, certainly off the left foot, if she takes it. Now Christine Lilly's coming over. Mexico retreats with their wall. It's supposed to be back 10 yards. Molina's ready. She had better be. It's Lilly's left foot right through traffic, but wide of Molina. Tune in to ESPN2 next Sunday, September 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern for Countdown to Glory, the road to the Women's World Cup. It is presented by Phillips. 1 week after that, the World Cup will be kicking off on ABC Sports. USA's first game at RFK Stadium in our nation's capital. It will be against Sweden, the number 5 ranked team in the world. Leyva on the ball. Trying to go long. Chastain will clear. She won it to Reddick. Reddick goes back into the center. Chastain to Fawcett. Joy will hold. Now will play long towards Hamm, but it's headed out by Castillo. USA will have a throw in. And now it's given away. A couple of USA players are up on the sidelines. We see Tiffany Roberts and Tiffany Milbrett getting ready to come in. USA will play it long. Hamm running into trouble, spelled Monica Gonzalez, and then Wambach and she collided. Play continues. No foul called on either players. Kerry Seit's ruling it incidental contact. Chastain slides it to Reddick. the turn. Lilly couldn't get through. Mexico win it back. USA back on the attack. Mexico didn't hold it for long. Wambach touching back to Parlow. In his space, that's going to be too far for Wambach. It'll go out of play, and we may see those subs coming in now. As Kerry Seitz looks over to the sideline, and actually now there are 4 players up because Wagner and Angela Hucles have also joined the other Tiffany's. So Foudy is coming out. She assisted on the first 2 USA goals and to give that captain's armband away right now to Roberts. So that would tell me that Joy Fawcett's coming out. No, she gave it to Fawcett. That'll explain it. Christine Lilly's also checking out. Cindy Parlow is checking out as well. And I believe Shannon Boxx too. So I'll tell you who's coming in. You've got Milbrett, you've got Hucles, you've got Wagner, Tiffany Roberts, all coming in, and Shannon Boxx with a well-deserved ovation as Angela Hucles replaces her. There are the substitutions, so you can read them along with us. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Kit Kat. So the USA makes all of those subs, Wendy, and doesn't really lose firepower when you can throw in a Tiffany Milbrett out there.
Again, the depth on this U.S. squad is like it's never been before. In all the positions, really, up front, midfield, and in the defense. Amazing depth. It allows April to not only try variety with systems that she's playing with her team like she's doing in today's match, but also players can play multiple positions.
And it shows that some players who started in the last World Cup may not start in this one, and some starters from the Olympic team, which was only in 2000, may not be starting here.
And again, one of the themes of this match and one of the key things for April to have success going into the World Cup is to blend the youth with the senior leadership, and we're seeing that in today's match as well. Shannon Boxx having a great match, Wambach mixing it up a bit, both of them getting goals today.
And the foul called on Mexico. Did she point to the spot for a handball? If she called that a handball in the box, it would be a penalty kick, but I didn't see her actually point to the spot. But I believe that's what she's done.
Yeah, no question that was a handball, actually.
Yeah. She's called a penalty kick.
Defender there used it to her advantage to bring the ball up.
Well, Mexico's killing themselves right now with their play in the box, and it's Hamm who'll step up. Hamm with a strike, an easy one for Mia. Goal number 142. Two penalty kicks, and the USA really opening up some distance here.
Absolutely. Another look at it here. There you see the defender for Mexico definitely using her hand to her advantage, but ended up being a disadvantage for Mexico as Hamm just tucks it right into the left side of the goal.
And for Hamm, that's goals in 5 of her last 7 women's national team matches. She scored in the last 2 as well. Here's the long ball towards Bivens, and it's going to go out of play. So the USA have now opened up a 4-0 lead. The last 2 goals coming on penalty kicks, and Hamm setting herself up for perhaps her best ever World Cup. This is the best we've seen her, Wendy, the healthiest we've seen her. Frame of mind seems to be good, mentally and physically. Here's Reddick for another World Cup.
Absolutely, and of course, everybody's trying to figure out whether or not this is going to be her last World Cup. Most probably will be. Getting married later on in the year, and it's decided it's time for her to get on with her life.
Roberts to Bivens. Back for Joy Fawcett. Chastain now in the middle. Out on the wing it goes. Reddick. It's going to be tackled out. Last touch by Gonzalez. Reddick. The long ball is tried, but there's no one in a white jersey anywhere near that box. Jennifer Molina will put it back up. Chastain. Tiffany Roberts. Back to Reddick. Hucles holding it. trying to switch it. Here's Bivens. Mia Hamm, Tiffany Milbrett. No fouls called there. Mexico after it. Good recovery there. So it was won by Wagner. Fawcett in the middle to Chastain. Left side for Reddick. USA up 4-0. Goals by Boxx, Wambach, Chastain and Hamm, the last two on penalty kicks. Touchdown last. It's corner kick number 4. Corner kick coming up for the U.S. national team. We'll be bringing in Julie Foudy in a couple of moments after this corner kick. Fawcett headed for goal. Chastain is pushed up. Hamm getting involved in the mix. Struck by Milbrett. Wambach knotted it down and hit side netting. We have Julie Foudy with us downstairs. Julie, a couple of assists for you in the first half. First half was an interesting one. You had so much possession, good passing, but the finishing seemed off target. What can you tell us about the first 45 minutes?
Yeah, we talked about that at halftime, actually. We were getting some good looks, but just not putting things on target. So sharpening up finishing was one of our goals coming into the second half. But you know, we're creating chances, which is good against a team like this.
Julie, one of the things we've been talking about is the youth movement, I guess you could call it. Some of these new faces for your team really emerging.
Oh yeah, it's so neat to see Boxy out there playing so well, and she's only in her second cap, and she looks like a veteran already. She's very comfortable, and that's the league. You know, that's what 3 years of playing with the WSA and playing against the best players in the world does to you. You can step onto the field with only a few caps under her belt and still feel very comfortable and confident.
Julie, in 2001, I thought that she was a player that could have had some potential for the national team. Did you see her talent back in 2001 and 2002 and think that one day she'd be on this team?
Well, I got to play with her 2 years, the first 2 years of the league at San Diego, and she's the type of player you'd love to play alongside because she's tackling, she's winning balls, she's getting dirty all the time. And she'll say this year, this third year in the league, she's the fittest she's ever been, so she even took it to another level. But you always knew that she had special something, so it's nice to see that April recognized that, and we've all said for a long time that, you know, we're glad she's going to be with us.
Julie, one of the big things that happened this week that surprised a lot of people as we see Mexico take this long free kick. I'll wait on that. With Scurry down. Make sure she's all right before we continue on. Carrie Seitz taking a look as Bry came out. Well, she immediately called for a stretcher, which is interesting. The USA training staff is coming out. We'll take a look first and see what happened.
Brianna comes out really strong here at the top of the box. She's got pressure there by Gonzalez trying to make the play, and she just comes down and really hasn't moved from the position that she came down in. So they're trying to be very cautious, make sure that she's okay.
Siri Mullinix, meanwhile, looking for the goalkeeper gloves, I assume. I thought Gonzalez took the worst of this one.
Looked to me like it as well, because when Brianna came out and made the play, she actually took Gonzalez down. She comes out, makes the play, ball's bouncing around, and she goes down there. Tough to tell, but it must have been on when she landed.
Mullinix getting some quick warm-ups now on the sideline, but Carrie Seitz immediately called out to the stretcher, so she had a better view. Maybe Bryce said something to her. Very, very difficult to tell, but again on the replay, it looked like Scurry got her momentum into Gonzalez, and I thought Gonzalez took the worst of it. Don't know if it was on the landing, Wendy.
Another look here. Brianna Scurry comes out. She plants there, and she actually mixes it up a little bit with Gonzalez. Take another look here as she comes down.
Look low. Right there in her right foot.
Yeah, the ankle there gets caught. But again, right now we are hypothesizing. We can't tell exactly what's wrong. The medical staff is out there. Cody Malley and Dr. Bill Garrett.
Look at the numbers on Bry. They don't lie, certainly. The wins, the caps, the shutouts, all records. Whether it's the men you're talking about or the women, she is one tough goalkeeper. Playing, as we said earlier, in a zone. She is in form. She is ready for the Women's World Cup. Scurry is coming over. Will they not take chances with her? Apparently not. On Bry's 32nd birthday, she will get a great ovation here from the crowd in San Jose, and certainly well deserved. One of the most popular players this team has ever had. And hopefully she's fine. A nice smile and a nice wave would seem to indicate that that is the case, as Mullinix gets some time that she wasn't expecting to have. This portion of the match is being brought to you by Phillips. We never did say goodbye to Julie Foudy, but you can see why. She was so concerned about her teammate. You might have heard it on air that she ripped off the headsets. So we weren't being rude to Julie. She took off concerned about her teammate. And now apparently all is well as Mullinix goes in goal, and now the USA will clear. This will put some stoppage time on in the 71st minute. And Mexico with the ball. So some anxious moments there for the USA. They are blessed in goal, certainly, but Scurry is number one. Roberts blocked. This is Perez. On this left sideline, Elizabeth Gomez. Fawcett breaks it up. Joy with another kick at it. The ball is going to be cleared back the other way. Mullinix. Anybody was curious, that question I was going to ask Julie Foudy in the end was going to be about the big trade that was made in the WSA. And the only thing was, everyone was really surprised, Wendy, about the timing of it.
Right, and as we mentioned at the open of the show, everybody's trying to be on the same page here. Lots of good synergies going on with the national team programs in the league, but for some reason the trade happened in a very critical period as far as getting the players ready, and it was very disruptive. I mean, you're talking about two players having to go from one side of the country to the other, and I wasn't sure whether we'd see Hucles and Wagner today, simply because maybe with the mental fatigue, April wanted to rest them, but it's also, I think, important for them to get out there and get some good touches on the ball.
Fifth corner for the USA. Allie Wagner. It's not a misprint. Now it's Boston Breakers. Last week it said San Diego Spirit. Off the USA corner. Wambach puts it toward goal, and Molina does well. She had to get through two USA players and one of her own teammates to get to that ball. Wambach still a presence, though, in the air. She could be a handful for the teams that the USA will be going up against this upcoming World Cup. Ball played through to Wambach, but she couldn't get around Monica Gonzalez. Cleared away and out by Sandoval. The USA possession off that throw-in. Brandi Chastain. Right side, Bivens. Hamm touched it off. Thought somebody was closer to it. Wagner came in from a different angle. Then Hucles. And now on the run, the USA. Big shot by Reddick. She came from out of nowhere to first get the ball and then create a scoring chance.
What's unbelievable is Kat just took enough touches to get her too close to the goal. She's so powerful on her shot. Again, her range is out here, but look how far her touches go. She's taking the shot from right around in here. Goes ahead and unleashes it. We've seen her score goals, JP, from 40 yards out.
Here's Wagner. Nice idea from Allie Wagner, who scored a beautiful goal on a bending shot last week against Costa Rica in Los Angeles. Wagner, an Olympic alternate, could be a World Cup starter in 2 weeks' time. We'll see. Heinrichs has not given out that information in terms of who would be the starting 11 versus Sweden, and the starting 11 could change in the next game against Nigeria, regardless of what the USA does in game one. They want to be a bit unpredictable and have different formations and not give opponents a good enough look in advance. Here is Hucles to the left. Reddick's cross. Chastain, or rather Milbrett, on that right side, wasn't able to bring it down. '74th minute. USA leading 4-0. Here's that schedule again. We hope you'll be joining us. The schedule just released today here in San Jose. First game is on ABC Sports against Sweden on the 21st. The middle game on ESPN2. And then ABC Sports again in the North Korea game. As the USA play in the opening round in 3 different venues. If they make it to the World Cup final, they will have played at all 6. USA winning 2 World Cups and a 15-1-2 record. Third place in Sweden. They vowed that that wouldn't happen again. They lost to the eventual champions, Norway. Here's Fawcett. Milbrett. Jimmy Roberts. Joy Fawcett holds. Milbrett holding, playing it across. Reddick to Hucles. Gonzalez defends. Their teammates with Boston. What a shot, what a save. Molina makes the save of the match right there. It's USA corner number 6.
Talk about the youth movement here. Angela Hucles. Beautiful shot there. That ball's in the back of the net, but Jennifer Molina comes up with a huge save, just tips it over the crossbar.
This portion of the match being brought to you by Express Lube. USA ready. Driven across, and echoed by several players. And it's going to roll away. Somehow it stays in play. Driven back across. Off a couple of heads, and then a third. The last clearance was by Mexico. And that foul is going to be called at the edge of the box on Mexico. Hamm was the player that went down.
She's had this happen to her a number of times. Of course, that time she was trying a bit of an acrobatic volley. She's been the target of a number of fouls in today's match.
Nadia Hernandez just got booked. So Perry Seitz hasn't had to be too busy in terms of yellow cards. She's called a very good match. About 19 yards away from a sharp angle is Mia Hamm. She will drive it toward goal. Header off the post. Tiffany Milbrett should have had one. Thought she did. Fawcett through traffic. Molina in a full stretch dive. It goes out for the 7th corner kick.
Nice ball here by Hamm, and it's Milbrett who makes a beautiful near post run. It hits the crossbar. Bounces back out for another opportunity.
Milbert's 2 away from 100 international goals. On it down. Mexico will clear it. And this ball is going to roll out of play.
Nice ball here by Hamm. Milbrett comes into the viewing there, the view of the viewer there. I'm a bit
That's tough to say, isn't it?
Oh, why am I trying that?
The viewer. On the right side, here's Mexico. It's been a while since they've crossed that halfway line, or so it seems. Gonzalez off a block. USA have opened things up thanks to 2 penalty kicks that they converted on. They've outshot Mexico 27-3. Mexico had all of their shots in the first half. Hamm, darting, past Gonzalez, trying to cross it, and went up top of the net. Goal kick for Mexico. Mia Hamm dangerous from any part of the field. The 2003 Masters champion, native Canadian Mike Weir, headlines the field at the Bell Canadian Open that features some of the best golfers in the world. They will be competing at the Hamilton Golf and Country Club. ESPN has coverage Thursday and Friday at 3 Eastern, Saturday at 4 Eastern. Final round coverage Sunday at 3 Eastern. Mexico will put this ball in play. Oh, a 2-0 result didn't look bad for Mexico, but those penalty kicks make it look more lopsided. Still, having said that, had the USA finished better in the first half when they had 14 shots, the game could have been out of control early.
Well, and as well in this half, Milbrett gets in. She should have probably had 2 goals as well. So the U.S. is getting the chances, but one of our keys to the match, as we mentioned, was focus and finishing on the net, and the U.S. has not done as well as they would have liked to in the run of play. They're two goals from PKs, but my guess is that they want to try and get one in the run of play this second half.
Jimmy Roberts carrying it towards the halfway line, up to Wambach, who leaves it for Wagner. Good early touch. Milbrett waited, it seemed, on that ball. Looks for it now, and does she get a corner kick out of it? Yes, she does. Should be the 8th for the U.S. 80th minute. Driven across. Headed down. Molina. Rebound is loose. And put upstairs. Chastain, rightly so, claimed deflection, and Carey Seitz is all over that. It's another USA corner. USA wondering how that ball is not going into the back of the net. Hamm is ready. 80th minute. Striking it all the way across. Bad clearance from Mexico. Wagner. That ball had a chance.
Again, we talked about Mexico getting numbers behind the box, behind the ball there. Beautiful header in the box by Wambach, back post, and there's Brandi Chastain. Deflection goes over. Look at this clear by Mexico right to the foot of Ali Wagner. Beautiful driven ball, almost tucks it in the near post.
USA threatening for more. Milbrett looking for Hucles. Kept it on the ground, but it's blocked. Hucles got it back. Off Molina. Another corner kick. Number 10 for the United States. This portion of the match being brought to you by Chiquita.
First shot here. Ball comes back out. Beautiful save there by Molina. She has Hucles' number so far in this second half.
Hucles very aggressive, very assertive since coming in here in the second half. 81st minute. USA playing it across. Hucles leaves it. Milbrett. Wambach with a header, and Molina's got it. Reach back with a little acrobatic move and makes the save. And Molina will clear long. Milbrett to Wagner. Really got through. Hucles. Spinning. Plays it back to the Roberts. On the right side, here's Bivens. Drives it across. It's deflected. And it'll come back to the nearest sideline. Joy Fawcett holding. Back to Brandi Chastain. Far side, Hucles. Wagner. And Gonzalez should let it go out for a throw-in for Mexico. Hernandez looks forward. Here's Hucles. 4-0 USA lead in their final tune-up before the World Cup begins. Milbrett. Nice save again by Molina. Oh, she's coming to life here with some big saves in the end. And then a foul is going to be called on that far sideline.
JP, let's remember that Molina hasn't had a goal scored against her this second half in the run of play. Again, 2 PKs. She has been on fire in the nets, and we'll take a look and see exactly what we're talking about here. Milbrett, nice bender with the inside of her foot. Molina comes up again big.
That's Hamm's free kick that's going to be blocked. Mexico coming away, and a foul and maybe a card on Kylie Bivens, who was tied with Shannon Boxx. It's a red card. Wow, that one surprised me. Tied for the most yellow cards in the WSA, Bivens and Boxx, but this is a red.
And Mexico trying to come out of the back here, trying to get the ball out on a clear there, and there is cleats up. Bivens catches Mora. Again, another look here, cleats up. That's probably the reason why the red card.
And Carey Seitz never hesitated. That was her call. She was sure of it. There didn't seem to be much of a big protest there for the USA. Kylie Bivens' day is done. USA will be playing down a player. So they'll be finishing with 10. 84th minute. USA using Mullinix in goal after Brian Scurry had to leave the game with an injury. We're attempting to get Brian with us. Here is that play.
And Brianna comes out strong at the top of the box to make the play against Gonzalez. It's when she comes down that she gets injured there, and pretty soon we'll have an opportunity to hear from her.
Very soon,
how
right?
She's doing.
Brian, you with us? Got Brian Scurry. We're attempting to get her on with us.
I'm talking. Oh, there
we go. There we go. Happy birthday, Brian. Tell us, how are you?
JP,
you okay?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just something that's been bothering me for a while. Whenever I hit the ground or something hard, in a weird way, it has a twinge, and it lasts for a few hours, but it's fine.
You know, Carey Seitz immediately called for the stretcher, which probably scared a few people in the stands. Did you say something to her, or did she just?
I didn't say a word.
You didn't?
I just said. She asked me what it was. She asked me if it was my wind. I said no. She said, "What is it?" I said, "It's my knee." Then the stretcher came. So
right.
you know how that is.
It's better to be. Well, Well, no, I've never had the stretcher for me, but better to be safe than certainly sorry as Wambach is brought down. Another penalty kick.
Oh,
Wow.
3 1/2. Wow.
Hey, Brian, while we have you on, what's the goalkeeper thinking here? Penalty kicks coming up. Just take us through that.
You know, it's going to be a tough call. You know, this is the third one in this half that she's had to face, and I mean, you know, my teammates are very efficient at their PKs, and you know, if she moves the slightest bit, they're just going to throw the opposite way on her. So, you know, she's just got to try to stay in there. She's had a good half, and just hope for the best that it's not so well taken, and she can get a piece of it.
Wagner will be taking this penalty kick against Molina. He's made some big saves lately. And Wagner with a soft touch. That's 3 penalty kicks USA's made.
Is that a record, JP?
You know, it probably is. We'll have to check. We'll have to get somebody to work on that, Brian. What are you doing now? Can you?
What's that?
What are you doing now? Can you hit the record book for us?
I don't know. I'm kind of occupied with this ice on my knee right now, but maybe you guys can work it out.
I understand. Wagner scoring on that penalty kick. Here's our Phillips goal cam look.
Again, she's been beaten the same side every time, Molina, but Molina goes this way but still can't save it. Wagner does a good job just tucking it down into the corner.
This portion of the match being brought to you by Gatorade. Bride, tell us your feelings coming into this World Cup. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. You know, this thing with the knee here is really no big deal. It'll be fine by tomorrow. And you know, playing well all year, and the team is looking really good. And you know, we have a great crowd out here, and Mexico's a good team to play against. So I think we're going to be ready to go coming out September 21st.
Your season with the Atlanta Beat so strong. How much has that helped you get back the way you are right now with the national team?
Playing week in, week out has been huge for me. You know, getting played in, staying played in. You know, doing my workouts, lifting and eating right and everything else that I've done with my life, changed everything. Has worked really well for me and much better than I could have expected. So.
Thanks for joining us and happy birthday again.
All right,
Brian Scurry, our guest. It is a 5-0 game now for the USA, and Brian's probably right. 3 penalty kicks in 1 game. USA converting on each. The goalkeeper on a day like today, Molina, has played well, made some magnificent saves. USA didn't finish well in the first half. You have to make that point as well, but several of these saves in the second half have been spectacular for her, robbing Hucles twice. Milbrett will play it back. 87th minute. Here's Fawcett. On the right, Reddick. Here's Tiffany Roberts. Reddick going long. Intended for Wambach. Oh, Molina came out and then had to just kick that ball out when she realized where she was. USA has kept their 3 front pretty much here second half, but what they're also doing is, it seems like 3 in the back. Roberts has played up a little bit more as a defensive midfielder. They started the game with 4 in the back, so another bit of a different look.
And JP, the adjustment is that Chastain has gone out to the left and Kat Reddick has moved to the right, so Joy Fawcett is going to be the central organizing defender.
Chastain, long, hard run back against Hernandez. Remember, USA down a player after the Kylie Bivens red card. Mullinix will put it back into play. Here's Reddick. One long. Hucles. Hucles on the far side, trying to play it across. Wambach looking, and that's going to be broken up. Here's Mora on the chase, and it's going to be called on Wagner. USA 5-0 over Mexico in the final tune-up prior to the start of the Women's World Cup, which for them, once again, kicks off in 2 weeks' time on ABC Sports. USA versus Sweden. Sweden ranked number 5 in the world, so it's an early test for the USA. Sweden, the best team in the group other than the USA. They'll play them first. Chastain up. Wambach couldn't get it. Wambach will play it back. Roberts, Reddick. Now Joy Fawcett holding it to the halfway line. Down in Chastain. Broken up. This could be a breakaway. Mora chased by Fawcett. The cut inside, back outside. Here's Mora looking, shooting it high. The shutout remains here in the 90th minute. That was a great chance, Mexico's best. Today, the WNBA playoffs continue on ESPN2. Yolanda Griffith and the Sacramento Monarchs visiting Lisa Leslie, the defending champion LA Sparks. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals at 4 Eastern. Sparks lost their opener to Sacramento. Mullinix with a clearance. That was close. Iris Moore showed some great moves that time, but shot too high.
She's known for her 1v1 abilities, and she did a good job against Joy. Again, breakdown for the U.S. Got to focus for the full 90 minutes, and it's Brandi Chastain who gives the ball away.
That's going to do it. Gary Seitz with the final whistles as this game has ended. And Julie Foudy is our Chevrolet Woman of the Match with her 2 assists today. Chevrolet making a donation of $1,000 in Julie's name. Our Reese's break of the game also involves the USA and Abby Wambach.
And it was Abby Wambach with a little bit of time and a lot of skill, and she just bends the ball into the side netting. Beautiful finish for Abby Wambach. And that's our Reese's break of the game.
We've got a break coming up as well, and we're coming right back to San Jose, California, where the USA have defeated Mexico 5-0 in their final tune-up for the upcoming Women's World Cup.
Get your break going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
Tradition. The look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, I couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
Get your break going with the light, crispy, chocolatey taste of a Kit Kat.
It's time for football. The Raiders. It's all about revenge and respect.
Game time, baby, game time!
And McNair and the tough Titans O are ready to roll in Music City. The AFC Championship game, take 2. Let's play some football. ESPN Sunday Night Football, Raiders, Titans, plus a recap of all NFL kickoff weekend action tonight at 8:30 on ESPN.
Hi folks, Terry Luca here for Joe Myers Mazda. If you've been shopping for a Mazda, look no further. Joe Myers Mazda is having a blowout sale. How about 2003 Mazda 6s for $13,995 with 0% financing? We've got the largest selection of MPV vans starting at $17,999, $2,000 rebate or 0% financing. Come test drive the all-new RX-8. It's our zero-time event, so don't waste time. Free tires for life, $5,000 low-price guarantee. Joe Myers Mazda.
Smart buyers shop Joe Myers.
It's a great way to get in with a Fortune 500 company.
Ever thought about selling cable TV?
It's very good to have a Time Warner shirt on. They're a company that takes care of their employees.
You have vacation plan, 401k,
health insurance, deal insurance,
discounts on daycare,
free cable.
The list goes on and on.
They'll train you how to sell.
You work the hours you want to work. You make the money you want to make. I'm making more money than I've ever made before.
Interested? Call Time Warner today.
It's limitless. It is.
Final round of the Bell Canadian Open, and the pride and joy of Canada, Masters champion Mike Weir at the par 3 6th in this terrific golf shot. Weir will make birdie here. He is 3 off the lead. Our coverage upcoming on ESPN at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see you then.
The USA wins 5-0, second straight 5-0 win, second straight game with 5 different players scoring goals. Tune in to ESPN2 next Sunday, September 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern for Road to the Women's World Cup. It's Countdown to Glory presented by Phillips. Coming up next on ESPN, the Bell Canadian Open from the Hamilton Golf and Country Club. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Wendy Gamara Palladino, I'm JP Della Camera. 5-0 USA wins. Next up for the U.S. women's national team is World Cup 2003.
I just can't wait till September 21st gets here.
It's addicting. You love this month, these 3 weeks.
I'm really excited to get going.
People realizing, you know, what we need to do to get us to where we want to be.
You know, look at players like Joy, Julie, and Lil. It could be their last World Cup, and, you know, I want to be there with them.
I think this team has been